we've touched on a decent bit about Black Ops 6 details already, with plenty more that I still want to discuss on the way in the next week or two here, but this year, there's a few catches when it comes down to the base versions of the game you can end up obtaining, and today, I want to run down those with you here. So as we go along, drop your thoughts, drop a like if you enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 6 coverage, along with other FPS content. I'd love to have you in the community, especially if you're part of that 75% of viewers that are not subscribed. I'd love to keep you guys in the loop with all the gaming information you guys need. But anyways, let's get into it. So first, when we talk about the versions of the game, do know I truly do not care what you do or do not do. This is not any sort of like recommendation one way or the other for a game. In fact, my recommendation, as with every year, don't pre-order anything until you get some hands-on with the game. As we'll touch on in a little bit with the channel, this year's beta is a bit different. There's no platform exclusivity, but more access and open beta opportunities for all as a result. So my recommendation, wait for hands-on, or at the very least, more footage of the game before you make any kind of decision. The bonuses attached, unless you really care about an operator in Woods in Modern Warfare 3, all the bonuses that come along with this are still going to be there for you to pick up after the beta and after you can get some hands-on time. So you're truly not missing out on anything. But the purpose of this video is just to simply arm you with as much information as possible so you can make any type of informed decision in the future, because there are a few differences this year. But that said, let's take a look at these editions of the game. This year you have that sort of two tiers once again on offer of content, but in a couple of different steps for the standard edition of the game. You'll have some physical versions of the game, you'll have some cross-gen versions of the game, then you also have the ability to play it on Game Pass with Xbox this year. But overall, the price point of this is $69.99 or $70, but again, if you have Game Pass, zero that you have to pay up front for this, so you are paying for that subscription to Game Pass, whatever level you end up having. But what's included is the core offering of the game and pre-order benefits of the open beta early access whenever that ends up happening, and the Woods operator pack, which is available to earn right now in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. It'll also carry over that you have a Woods operator in Black Ops 6, but this is available on both physical and digital versions as always. Beyond that, there's only one additional version of the game, which is kind of a bummer because collector's editions aren't really a thing anymore. There were some really cool ones back in the day. I still love my Juggernog mini fridge. But beyond that, you have the Vault Edition, which is the price point of $99.99 or $100 just for the sake of simple rounding. You can also upgrade this if you do have Game Pass for $30, so you're not paying the full price of the game. But what's included with this is the full game, bonuses of the Woods operator pack, and early access to the open beta. And then with the game's launch, you have the Hunters versus Hunted operator pack, a Mastercraft collection, a Gobblegum pack, and then at Season 1, Black Cell plus some tier skips for the game, again, at that Season 1 launch. All of these things will be available day one, minus that Black Cell coming about a month later probably, plus the skins for the operators and the weapons will also be available to play with the beta later this summer. But okay, that sounds pretty standard, right? But like, what are the differences that we talked about? Why are there some sort of like, I don't know if red flags would be the way to put it, but like some catches that you should be aware of by compared to the last couple of years? Well, firstly, one of the big differences to the prior years is we have Mastercrafts, not Vaults this time around with the Vault Edition, which is kind of funny. You still have it named the Vault Edition, but you don't have a Vault. While technically you're still going to get more skins as opposed to the one weapon Vault and two weapon Vaults that we had respectively in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 of the same weapons, but different skins the last 2 years. You're gonna be getting 5 skins this time around, but they're Mastercrafts. For those that have been around long enough, you'll know that this started in Black Ops 4, came into Black Ops Cold War a bit, but they aren't really the same caliber as Vaults. They're more of like a mythic weapon of COD Mobile for the mainline games. Killer skins with special inspect animations and such, but they don't unlock anything up front like a Vault would. That means that you seemingly will not get early unlocks for weapon attachments and multiple weapons as a result. You're just getting cool skins with this version of the game, not that sort of immediate unlock boost per se, which I'm totally impartial to. I don't care. I go for the camos and rank up every weapon as is, so I'm gonna unlock this stuff, but I know for some that added value to the Vault Edition to have some weapons already usable with all their attachments unlocked on day one, match one. So that's something you might want to consider. Gobblegums are going to be returning here with this, which is the Black Ops 3 system in place, which is a new sort of addition to the bonuses because, well, we didn't have Gobblegums since Black Ops 3, so we haven't seen them in the Vault Edition. But one thing that is, I think, a big catch here is that it also looks to have less Season 1 Battle Pass tier skips compared to prior years. In Modern Warfare 2, before Black Cell, you ended up getting the Pass Access plus 50 tier skips. So you ended up getting the base entry to the Battle Pass of Season 1, but then you'd also be halfway done through it as soon as you redeemed that. Modern Warfare 3, which included Black Cell, you got the Premium Pass and 50 total tier skips or tokens for the Battle Pass sector, including 20 in those Black Cell. So 50 total, I guess 30 bonus on top of the Black Cell offering. But Black Ops 6, unless the language is weird or wrong, it's Black Cell plus 20 tier skips, which is 40 tokens for the Battle Pass, not 50. So unless I'm missing something, you're getting a little bit less in return for that Battle Pass. But okay, that's some differences in the Vault Edition, but like, what about the actual core game experience? Because like, yeah, that's skins and all, but again, it's optional stuff. That stuff doesn't really affect your gameplay in any way, shape, or form. And especially now with this year and the changes made to those Mastercrafts, not Vaults, again, it doesn't really give you any sort of leg up on somebody that's just starting without that. But there are some further core differences available in regards to the offering of the game, especially when it comes to Xbox platforms. This year, of course, we still have the basic platforms: PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, BNet, and Steam, but also you now additionally have the ability to purchase and launch the game from the Microsoft Store, so adding to the offering of Xbox consoles plus Game Pass. So that doesn't necessarily change a whole ton about the offering itself, the launch time, nothing of the sorts, but if there's more options where you can launch the game from or how you obtain it, I personally think as a consumer, that's pretty nice. Like, things like X-Defiant, God, I wish that I could launch that from Steam and not have to use the Ubisoft Connect app. So having your preference of where you can launch the game is certainly nice, I think. But when it comes down to the core offering, one thing that you have to be aware of is how Game Pass works this year, because this is the single largest difference, I think, from prior years. As mentioned, it's kind of free to play for subscribers of various Game Pass levels, but of course you're paying for that subscription fee. So not really, but the price denoted for the game itself is either $0 or a $30 upgrade to the Vault Edition. But the ability to play the game ends up coming down to various levels of Game Pass. So for example, Game Pass Ultimate, this offers the most flexibility as it allows you to play the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies online modes on your Xbox Series X or S or One consoles, as well as PC. It'll also grant you that digital cross-gen bundle so that if you want to hop back from generation to generation, you can. So you're good to play, no issues at all on the Game Pass Ultimate level. Game Pass PC, though, this will allow you to play Black Ops 6 campaign, as well as multiplayer and zombies online modes on your PC. Game Pass PC subscribers will have access to the standard editions on the PC Microsoft Store. So you're good, but on PC, you cannot play on console as well. Game Pass console, well, you can play the Black Ops 6 campaign only on your Xbox Series X or S and Xbox One consoles. Online console multiplayer is sold separately and is required to play the multiplayer and zombies online modes. You need to upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate or additionally subscribe to Game Pass Core, again, sold separately to access multiplayer and zombies. So you're good to play only if you want to play campaign. You're not good if you want to play online multiplayer with Game Pass console. And then finally, Game Pass Core will include online console multiplayer access, which includes online console multiplayer and zombies, but does not qualify you to access for the full game. So you don't get that campaign experience. You're good if you only want that multiplayer access. So that's some stuff that is very kind of confusing and very different from what we've had in the last couple of years, because obviously the last 20 years of Call of Duty, you buy the game, you have access to campaign, multiplayer, Spec Ops or zombies, extinction, whatever that third game mode experience is. You have access to all of that. But now with the subscription-based model under Microsoft, it kind of divvies it up a little bit where you're not going to always have that same parity of all three modes regardless of what subscription tier you have. And what happens if you unsubscribe from Game Pass? Well, right now it hasn't really been specified, but based off of this, you don't own the game, you only pay for access to it. So you'd also, by extension, seemingly lose access to that game. Now, that would also leave a kind of weird limbo state for the Vault Edition. You'd probably lose access to that as well because you paid for the upgrade, but you didn't pay for the base game itself. So you paid for DLC that you now no longer have. You have an expansion of a deck of cards for a card game you don't actually own. So there are a few key differences this year with Black Ops 6 and how you end up obtaining the game that you should absolutely be aware of, because it may or may not influence your decision on how you buy the game, where you buy the game, if you get it through Game Pass, if you buy it outright, or if you don't buy it at all. Again, that's entirely your prerogative. I don't care what you do with your money. It's your hard-earned money. You spend it how you want or don't spend it how you want. I'm just here to give you the information so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. But that said, that is where we're at. Just wanted to fill you guys in on this because reading through it confused me a little bit. So I figured, hey, maybe some other people might be confused by this as well. Just wanted to clarify it and give you as much information as possible. So that said, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this here? Do you like the changes to the Vault Edition? Dislike it? Do you like the way that Game Pass is being handled with Black Ops 6? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing running all things Black Ops 6 and more FPS content. I'd love to have in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.